Welcome to the Money Code. Before anything else, pause for a moment. Let the noise of your day fade. Focus only on the sound of these words. Because today, for the first time, you will hear the truth behind the life you've been living. A truth hidden in plain sight, yet invisible to most people. A truth that quietly shapes your financial behavior, your beliefs, your fears, and even your expectations for the future. Most people never take a moment to question the system around them. They grow up inside it, they accept it, and they eventually defend it. But if the system was truly built to help everyone succeed, why do so few ever reach freedom? Why do millions work harder every year and still feel stuck? Why do people spend decades chasing a stability that never arrives? The answer is uncomfortable. The system was not created to make you free. It was created to make you predictable. From childhood, a path is laid out for you. A path that looks normal only because everyone around you follows it. You are taught to obey, not to question. To memorize information, not to understand the world. To search for stability, not for freedom. To work for money, not to make money work for you. Every step of this journey feels natural, but nothing about it is natural. It is engineered. School is the first piece of the structure. And while education is powerful, the system you grew up in teaches efficiency, not independence. You learn about equations, stories, and scientific facts, but you are never taught how money actually moves. You are never taught how wealth is created, how taxes reduce your income, how inflation destroys your savings, or how passive income works. It is no coincidence that these topics are missing. An uninformed population is easier to lead, easier to distract, and easier to control. As you grow older, the system begins to tighten around you. You are told to choose a safe career, even if it kills your ambition. You are taught to fear unemployment, fear risk, and fear failure. You begin to believe that comfort is more important than growth, and that routine is more important than possibility. Without realizing it, you become a predictable part of a machine designed to run smoothly as long as no one questions it. Then comes the most powerful tool of control: debt. Debt is introduced as opportunity, as convenience, as a normal part of life. But debt is not freedom. Debt is a leash that becomes tighter every month. Loans, financing, credit cards, bills, interest. These things create an invisible weight that people carry for years without understanding how deeply it affects their lives. Debt steals your future before you even build it. It forces you to accept jobs you dislike. It pushes you into routines you never wanted. It shapes your decisions, your emotions, and your limits. Debt doesn't just take your money. It takes your choices. But the system needs more than debt to keep you in place. It needs fear. Fear is the silent engine behind the entire structure. Fear of losing money. Fear of changing paths. Fear of trying and failing. Fear of looking foolish. Fear of wanting too much. Fear convinces people to stay exactly where they are, even when where they are is killing their dreams slowly. Fear makes the world feel smaller. Ambition makes the world expand. But ambition cannot grow where fear dominates. Most people live inside a box they never built. A mental prison formed from the beliefs of their parents, their teachers, their co-workers, and the culture around them. They repeat the same habits generation after generation. They pass on the same fears. They live the same financial story, even when that story brings them nothing but stress and exhaustion. Hard work alone does not break this cycle. If it did, the hardest workers in the world would be millionaires. But they aren't. Because wealth is not built by effort alone. Wealth is built by awareness. Awareness of how the system functions. Awareness of how to use money. Awareness of how to create opportunities instead of waiting for them. But here comes the turning point. Every system has a weakness. And the weakness of this system is simple. It collapses the moment you wake up. Once you begin to question why things are the way they are, the illusion fades. When you understand how money moves, why debt is encouraged, why financial education is hidden, and why fear is promoted, you begin to see cracks in the structure. You begin to realize that the path everyone follows is not the only path, and certainly not the path that leads to freedom. Awakening doesn't happen all at once. It begins with a small spark, a realization, a moment of clarity, and from that moment on, you are no longer asleep. You become aware of your habits, your beliefs, your emotional triggers, your financial patterns. You begin to see which decisions pull you forward and which ones hold you back. With awareness comes responsibility, and with responsibility comes possibility. You don't need to be born rich. You don't need to be lucky. You don't need the perfect conditions. You need one thing: intention. Intention to learn. Intention to grow. Intention to take small steps every day. Intention to break the cycle your environment taught you. Wealth is not built in giant leaps. It is built in consistent decisions repeated daily. Tiny actions shape your future: saving with purpose, spending consciously, reducing debt, investing early, thinking long-term, learning continuously. Every decision is a brick. Every habit is a foundation. Every moment of awareness is a step out of the system. The world was designed to keep you broke if you follow it blindly. But the moment you choose to think differently, you begin walking toward freedom, one clear, conscious step at a time. If you are hearing this, your awakening has already begun. And once a person wakes up, they never return to the version of themselves who lived asleep. Welcome to the Money Code. Your transformation begins now.